We're here at the old Red Courthouse and Museum historic restoration project where we're replacing the roof, and also there's some masonry work and painting going on. We specialize in historic roof restoration. We got a phone call that said this project was going to be coming up for bid, and we're asked to provide a proposal. It showcases the type of work that we specialize in. We do historic roof restoration all over the country. It's a little bit of a lost art. There's not a lot of companies that do this type of work or do it proficiently. We specialize in it. It's just an absolutely magnificent building with a lot of very complicated details. The primary goal behind all of this was to make the roof as close to the original roof as possible, using the same type of materials, using the same type of techniques, taking the plans and specifications, comparing those to actual conditions on the roof, procuring the right materials, getting all the approvals from the Texas Historic Commission. Been a lot of work, but it really makes sure that that building kind of maintains that historical integrity and the historic fabric. Our specific scope of work was to remove the existing slate roofing and copper sheet metal flashings and gutters, and to replace those components. Starting from the gutters up to the base of the clock tower was our area of work. There's patterns that are in the slate bands that run around the entire circumference of the building. If you don't blend it, then you'll get big patches of shades on the roof, and since it's a quarried product and it's coming out of the ground, then you'll have a vein, and so one pallet or half of a pallet might be a darker shade, and then the bottom half of the pallet's a lighter shade, and then the next pallet's lighter, and so you have to blend it really, really well and methodically, because when it's sitting here on the ground it looks the same, but when you see it up on the roof you see like a wide range of colors. Like
out of each pallet we'll take 3 tiles, put it on another pallet, and then go to the next pallet, take 3 more tiles to the next pallet, and just so on and so on.
The trick is to have a lot of pallets being blended simultaneously. So, instead of just pulling for 2 or 3 pallets at a time, try to pull from 9 or 10 different pallets at a time, especially when you have a roof this big and you have such a large surface area that's continuous. It's really important to get that blend and have a lot of pallets going at the same time, or else your overall color will shift from one section to the next.
Very high technical roof. It's definitely one of a kind. And you've got special turrets that actually are pretty much custom cut. Each piece is custom cut. And then we've got a specifically designed ridge and hip that's specially made just for this project. It's a very detailed project, probably one of the most detailed I've ever been on.
We are replacing all of these curved gutters right here, which is a project in itself. It's very time consuming. So basically we're taking the old gutters out, redoing all the woodwork inside of them. We're trying to bring the building back to its original historical appearance.
These numbers correspond to what course of slate they are marked from the bottom up to the top, and this is a pattern of how they want those slates taper cut so that they'll fit and nest on the cone perfectly. The special blade part of it makes sure that when you cut the slate that you still get this chamfered edge right here, as opposed to just like this straight cut. Like this is the way the slate is supposed to be.
We're bending it's a water table, goes into a valley. As in for the slate, we'll be on top of it.
We're both doing the architectural sheet metal on this project, trying to stay ahead of the slaters, doing all the pre-work before they can go in and do their thing. Everything's going smooth.
Access is probably first and foremost one of the biggest things. Very limited space, usable space around the building, especially for a project this big. We've got very, very small laydown areas. With the limited footprint, we can't use cranes, we can't use lifts, so we're having to use winches and chutes and things of that nature, which are slower, having to move material from far corners of the building to other far corners of the building, having to do all of that by hand.
First challenge is getting everything up to where it has to go.
Very heavy. We're lucky if we get maybe 3 or 4 loads going up in the basket. It takes anywhere from half a day to a day just to load the slate for that day. And it's a very time-consuming, very labor-intensive project.
And then yes, the roof is really steep, so some of these angles are nearly vertical.
Steep, and you're definitely getting your workout because you're 10 flights of scaffolding stairs up to 12 flights and at least 8 to 10 times a day. So yeah, no need for going to the gym.
Brute force of getting stuff, from the scaffold up another 45 feet up to the top of the building. So a lot of logistics, a lot of planning and preparation involved. Certainly not the dominant type of roofing like it was 100 years ago. The copper work that gets done, the people's ability to do the soldering and forming is just not very common anymore. So having the right workforce that knows how to do this type of work and the management side of it and understanding how to phase the project and how to sequence the work and quality control the work is something that our company specializes in, and that's why we were a good fit for this project. We really enjoy doing historical roof restoration work. We do all types of roofing, but our passion really lies with that historical slate, clay tile, architectural copper, those roofing techniques we're really passionate about.